Hello, Lancers, and welcome to the first ever episode of the Elmira podcast. So I'm your host for this episode, Liette, and
I'm Manya.
And today in the first episode, we're going to be talking about cell phone addictions and with the youth and in classrooms
and the upcoming cell phone ban from the Ford government.
Yeah. So just to start off, it's no secret that cell phones are extremely prevalent in classrooms today.
Like I've said before, we have two phones right out in front of us right now, and everybody has them on them constantly.
Yeah. It feels like in every classroom, you can just look around and at least two people will be on their cell phones, or even...
Sometimes even teachers.
Yeah, and I'm guilty of this myself. I'm not saying...
Oh, definitely.
I'm not on my phone. But yeah, I definitely use my cell phone in class when I'm supposed to and when I'm not supposed to even. So yeah, and I mean, you were going to talk about this, but banning cell phones have proven to help students, right?
Yeah, so there have been a number of studies just done since cell phones have become more prevalent in schools, just to see, if they are distracting and what would happen if they're taken away. And so, I mean, in France, I'm not sure if it's the whole country or if it's just certain parts, but I do know that in certain parts in France, at least, they have a complete ban where you can't have your cell phone in class and you can't have your phones at lunch or anything like that. So it's just completely banned.
So not even at the school, basically?
I don't think so. And so, I mean, there might be exceptions, but overall, you can't have them in class, and so they're not, you don't have that distraction. And so, marks have gone up because you're not distracted and you're paying attention in class. So
yeah, and it's not even if you're not on your phone, you're always thinking oh, yeah, I should check my phone, or what was that buzz, what was that ding?
Yeah, well, I mean, there's another thing that I've read too, that it's almost more distracting sometimes for students who sit behind people who are on their computer or their phone, and they're not doing work. It can be even more distracting for them because then they aren't paying attention at all to what they're trying to do.
Yeah, exactly. And that was another point we were going to talk about. They're extremely distracting. Of course, for ourselves.
I feel that's just the main idea, is that they're just really distracting.
Yeah, of course for ourselves, trying to, you're thinking about, I don't want the teacher to see this, and I want to see what's going on, and I don't want, anyone else to see what I'm texting.
And even if you're, thinking about, what someone's going to respond to you, then, you're still, you're not even thinking about what you're trying to actually do in class.
Exactly, and it's definitely distracting to people around me. I know someone can be on their phone beside me or behind me, but in front of me, and I'm just what are they doing? I wonder what they're doing.
Yeah, definitely.
So it makes sense to me that their marks increase when their phone usage decreases.
Yeah, I mean, I can tell for me personally, I sometimes just have to put my phone away, into my bag, or just turn it over so that I'm not tempted to look at it, because I can catch myself not paying attention at all. And I personally think I'm a pretty good student, and I like to pay attention. So
yeah. And even taking it outside of school, but when I'm home and doing homework, I have to turn my phone off, put it in my mom's room. It gets me so distracted every time.
Yeah.
So yeah, but with that being said, I'm not trying to say cell phones are completely useless in the class, right?
Of course.
I mean, there's a calculator function, Kahoots, yeah. You're not allowed to use your calculator, but there is that. Kahoots, and if your Chromebook dies, which is irresponsible, but if it does die. It's just easy to
take photos of stuff too. So obviously there are benefits, but I mean, not I don't think they outweigh the cons.
Yeah, I think that if we were to completely ban cell phones in classrooms the Ford government's proposing to do, I think it would definitely be beneficial to a lot of the students. I know somebody who doesn't even bring, they keep their phone in their locker. That's good for them, but I know so many people don't do that.
Right.
So it can definitely be distracting in class, and I think a ban, it would just really hit people that oh, okay, I'm really not supposed to be on my phone in class. I know people know that they're not supposed to be on their phone, but they don't really take it seriously.
I think lots of people just don't care.
Yeah.
I mean, I definitely was quite against this at first, because I don't know, I think I just wanted to have my phone in class just because I'm a kid right now. So
yeah,
that's just, we've grown up with cell phones, so obviously they're kind of not a part of us, but for lack of a better word,
yeah.
But I mean, considering we have all been given Chromebooks for free, I mean, it's really not as if we don't have access to the internet, or looking up words or looking up definitions, or I don't even know, doing whatever.
Yeah.
And I mean, people definitely can find ways to procrastinate and waste time on their computers. So, like...
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, I think it's... Now that I think about it, I think it's not as terrible, and I'm personally pretty interested to, like, see where it goes.
Yeah, obviously we're not, either of us are saying that we agree with all of Doug Ford's changes and cuts, but I think that this specific ban, or like if they try to implement this in schools, it's definitely not the worst thing for the Ontario curriculum.
No, I think it's very, like, I think I can see where some people are coming from with the argument that you might not necessarily, like, have access to, like, a computer or Chromebook or something, like, at home, and so if you bring your phone to school and, like, that's your way of doing everything, like, I can understand that argument, but at the same time, it's you know, it still has the same, like, effects and everything, so.
Yeah. There also is, though, another argument that, like, parents give their phones to their children, and they're like, well, I want to be able to contact them, like, 24/7. So, like, what would you say to those parents, like, if you were to try to convey this message to them that it would work?
I mean, I think I'd probably have to ask them, like, how much do you actually talk to your kid at school? Like, because I know that my parents personally, like, ignore me quite a bit, especially my mom. So, like, you know, because they have their own jobs. So it's not as if they're, like, always trying to get in touch with you. And if there's something, like, really important, like, you just call it school.
Yeah.
So, like, because, yeah, like, the school has phones, they have the office, like, you can still, like, get in touch and everything.
Yeah, and, like, if it...
And, I mean, I can understand that argument. Just,
yeah, but if it's that urgent, like you said, they'd probably just call the school anyways. And if it's not that urgent, I'm sure it could wait till the next time that they see them, or in between classes, at lunch, like, etc.
Right. And, I mean, I don't think the phone ban... Like, they haven't... I don't know. The Ford government hasn't given, like, a ton of information, because it's still, like, I don't know, just school boards are still, like, scrambling, because there hasn't really been a whole lot more information they've given. But, like, I don't think it's, like, an entire, like, ban. I think it's more, like... You're not supposed to have your phones in class, but the teachers can kind of decide, like, whether or not you're allowed to have them out or not. I feel like that's kind of the idea.
Yeah, and I also feel like, how is that going to differ from right now, like, in classrooms? Because I know, like, a few of my teachers are like, if I see your phone, like, I'm taking it. But
none of my teachers care. Like, they'll say, get off your phones, but then they won't say it, like, again.
Exactly.
Like, they don't follow through with anything.
So, I don't know if... we are grade 11 students, so I guess we do have a little bit more of leniency in that respect, but I don't know how much it's going to change, because I feel like teachers who are going to tell you not to go on your phone, they're going to still tell you not to go on your phone if there's a ban, and teachers who aren't going to tell you are just not going to tell you still.
Yeah. I mean, I'm hoping that, like, you know, the idea would be, like, that the teacher, like, has more authority then, because it is, like, from the government of Ontario, but I don't know if that would actually be taken seriously either, because, I mean, are any of us taking the foreign government seriously?
Fair, yeah. I know I was talking to somebody, my sister actually, and she said, I just think that this ban is going to give, like, a few teachers that are kind of not scared, but, like, hesitant to tell people to give away their phone, like, more confidence, almost, like...
Well, yeah, because they have, like, that support, I guess. Or, like, they have, like, again, like, the whole government, like, backing them up, because it's, like... the rules now. Yeah,
and I guess if it's, like, in the rules that you, no matter which class, you can't have your phone.
Like, I'm not sure if they're passing a law exactly, or what it is, or if it's just kind of, like, here you go.
Yeah, like maybe the schools have to update their, like, code of conduct. I'm not sure.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's interesting to see where it's gonna take us, I guess. I mean, I know next year is both of our last years, and I don't know if a teacher for a grade 12 student is going to be like, put your phone away.
Yeah.
I mean, they might.
I feel like our grade is really bad for having our phones out. But, I mean, I'm sure all of the grades are.
I actually think it's getting worse and worse. I mean, it makes sense, too, but ITA grade 9 class, and their phones are out constantly. Like, no matter how much you ask them to put them away or ask them to focus, it's like... It's unbelievable, actually, how much they're out. And I think that also, like, kind of... might, like, inspire people to cheat a little bit more, because it's just so easy to have their phone out.
Well, yeah, you have that access then. Like, like, it's so easy.
It's not like a Chromebook you're, like, looking at while you're writing a test, right? It's just, like, sneaky under the desk. Not that I know from experience, but...
Sure.
But, I'm definitely a little bit scared, but mostly interested to see how it's going to go.
Yeah, I mean, I think I'm definitely going to... I mean, I think... It'll be fine, like, not going on like social media or something, because like, you know, I've done like detoxes from my phone for that, and it's like, it's whatever. But I mean, I think not being able to like listen to music while doing stuff, I mean, I still have the Chromebook and everything, but you know, like not being able to access like my music necessarily.
Yeah, that's another thing, right? It's like,
I feel like that would probably be my only concern, which is kind of a stupid concern, but
it's legitimate, because like, I mean, a lot of students, they need that like extra stimulation to like, if they're having a work period, or if they're trying to fulfill a sheet or anything,
or trying to block out people who are talking.
But again, like, that need could be fulfilled by their Chromebook still. So
I mean, I guess we'll just have to see.
Yeah. Okay, so I think that's about the end of our first episode. Thanks for listening in, Lancers, and we'll hope that you'll hear us next time. So bye.
See ya.